Climate change calls for global unified action.
Like a lot of other countries, Aotearoa has to get its emissions down. We're trying all sorts of things to get there, from planting forests to offset carbon, to increasing renewable energy, to reducing methane emissions from agriculture. Well, 2 out of 3 isn't bad. One journalist has a big idea, a sort of national life hack. Writing in The Guardian, Henry Cook argued that if New Zealand wants to get to zero carbon, we should all drive on the right-hand side of the road.
Wait. What?
He suggested the problem lies in where we get our second-hand cars.
A lot of New Zealand's second-hand cars come out of Japan, and a lot of this is because New Zealand has less red tape than some of the other countries.
It turns out Japan isn't so hot on producing electric cars. However, Europe and China are really pumping them out, but they all drive on the right. Their left-hand drive cars are basically illegal to drive here. If we switched lanes, they wouldn't be, and we'd have access to lots and lots and lots of EVs. But could we actually flip from left to right?
Yeah, it's a fair question, but the answer is no, because the practicalities of doing so are enormous.
I think a lot of people's brains would explode.
Our roading infrastructure is built for driving on the left-hand side, not the right-hand side.
China's already pivoting to producing a huge number of right-hand drive EVs that are coming to New Zealand, eventually going to become used cars in our market.
Changing which side of the road you drive on is not nearly as effective, really, and much more costly than a bunch of other things. And I'd start with more investment in public transport. Basically, you want to give options to people so they don't have to drive.
It's also worth noting, countries don't change driving sides very often. Left side driving Sweden flipped in 1967, and it was a right mess. But even that may be better than waiting for the politicians to agree on a way forward.
Yeah. Sounds good in theory, eh? Sounds quite straightforward and simple. I just realised what David was talking about, the infrastructure there. If you're driving on the motorway on the other side, the exits would be like hairpin turns to get off again.
Also, we'd get in trouble with our friends in Samoa who went the other way. They went from right-hand side to left-hand side to take advantage of the cheaper cars from New Zealand.
Right.
They were matching up with that.
They did, 2009, I think they changed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, and it would just be like,
getting in.
psych, we're going back to the way it was. Sorry.
I think we do want solutions like this. Like when I read this from Henry Cook, I was like, yeah, let's just do that. That will fix it.
Yeah.
Because it feels like everything else that we're trying hasn't really worked yet. Like saying we need to upgrade our public transport system, I think we can probably fairly say our public transport system is as bad as it has ever been in the history of its existence at the moment.
The complex stuff hasn't worked. We just want a silver bullet.
Just something sexy and easy to do overnight.
I've got it. We get left-hand side cars, but we drive in reverse. Don't have to change the roads at all.
Just reverse into drive-throughs?
Yeah.
Just order, reverse into drive-throughs and order in the right direction. I would say it's if we do switch, it's pretty easy to adjust. Like, I was in France last year. And I got a rental car, and it took about a day to adjust to the right-hand side, and it's fine. It's not that big a deal.
Okay.